Jerusalema. Yeah, and it's got this dancer. So it came out as this like meme that came out, I think, earlier this summer of these people, this group of South Africans. They're eating, and they're doing this dance. Yeah, and it's a better version of the candy dance. It's a hot 16.
Oh, that's contentious.
Yeah, no, it's better. No, I know it's contentious, but once you see it, I'm going to send you the video, yeah, and you're going to be like, okay, I get it. I understand why this track is. And it's just such an upbeat vibe to it, yeah, and the song it's got a way of flows, and the dance makes it look so great, yeah. And I keep sending it to all my friends. I mean, even one of my boys, he had a party the other day. He had his daughter's birthday, and he starts doing the dance in the garden, and it looks so cool. And the thing is that, I can't wait to. The reason I'm saying this is I can't wait to go to the next event where everybody is now able to dance, and we're about to able to get together, and I want everyone to learn this dance, and I want it to be filmed. I want it to be something that we're all doing, like that summer vibe, that summer energy, glad to be back together kind of thing. So that's my first track.
What are the moves?
It's similar to the candy dance. I can't do it now because there's no space in the studio, but it's got this. It's the same kind of dip, side to side, skip back, and kind of thing. It's really. It's like, look, like I said, I'm going to send you the video, put it out there. Anyone that's listening, go and look for Jerusalema, any video on YouTube, and there's some good ones out there. So that's really it's a banger. And then Ultimate, one of my classics. Like, I played it so many times. I think the people that know me and that have been to my house, like, Ken, you always playing this track. I swear I think it's my ringtone at the moment. Childish Gambino, Feels Like Summer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Such a tune.
That is a tune.
Such a tune. Yeah, so that's like, I know there are lots of summer songs, but that Childish Gambino song is just the one that it puts you in a good place. No matter how I'm feeling, listen to that, and I'm just back in that kind of slow. I can drink a nice little cider. You knew that vibe. You drink, the vibe. Like, drink a nice cider to it. Just chill. I'm outside walking along by the river, and it just perfect. It's perfect.
Yeah.
And then another song that kind of, because it just reminds you of 2020 and the way this year has actually felt, and because it was an anthem for this year, Meg Thee Stallion, Savage. You know the one? So it's kind of just, it went big on TikTok, and everybody was doing their dance.
Although I try and stay away from TikTok.
I try to stay away from TikTok.
Do you know, TikTok to me is like, some people hear music through TikTok.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not that age, but I don't get it.
Yeah, but Savage became big. She got a #1 because of TikTok, and the thing is, and that tune was how Meg Thee Stallion actually literally built her career. I think, but considering how this year has been savagery to everyone, and I feel like it's ripped my heart out anyway at times. But yeah, so that's my number 3. So those are my 3 tracks, and
nice.
Yeah.
Is there like a dance to go with Savage? If I went to TikTok, would I find is there some dance to go with?
There must be.
There is. I think isn't there is?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't really want to try. I've never done it. I don't think I ever will. You gotta pay me to.
Get lean with some cider and then.
Exactly. That is true. Actually,
today's a good day for it, man.
You know,
go down the park.
Exactly. The weather is nice, so it's true. I may have to do that still. Yeah.
I ain't seen you properly move, Ken, man. We've got to get some. Maybe for the promo for this episode.
You should do a Jerusalema dance.
Yes. Exactly, and do a
for this episode.
You know what? Because you said, I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to go home. I'm going to actually, I'm going to film myself, and I'm going to send you the video, and you can put that as a promo. Yeah?
Cool.
Yeah, good.
Carl, what you saying? What are your summer tracks?
I was thinking Will Smith, but no.
I was going to say that would have been one of my 3, but I thought I was depending on one of you to pick it.
No.
Not after entanglement. No.
So I've kind of gone with some nostalgia and some things which I think capture the moment. So, do you know a song called "You Got Me" by The Roots?
Yeah,
featuring Eryka, Badu.
Mm-hmm.
So that song, with over this 4 months, that song has just been with me. And the reason I'm picking that, because that tune, I love it.
I love it.
I love it. It's got this nice mellow groove to it. But also, over lockdown, there's been the series of verses.
Yeah.
And there was a Jill Scott versus Eryka Badu.
Yeah.
And Eryka Badu was featured on the track, on the recording.
Yeah.
But the
original.
On the original recording, but then when the Roots performed live, Jill Scott was featured in it.
Yes, yeah.
And then when they had the verses, they talked about it. And Jill Scott explained that she was on the original recording because Eryka Badu missed it.
Yeah.
No, Eryka Badu was on recording, and then they went to do some live shows. Because Eryka Badu wasn't available, Jill Scott went in and she sang it, and she just killed it.
She killed it, yeah.
So it's nice to have that interaction and that story, and the whole verses. That was one of the verses ones I actually watched almost from beginning to end.
I did as well.
And because people would look at me and, you're your Eryka Badu fan. But I love Jill Scott. Jill Scott and it was nice to have those two girls just speaking with heart together and honestly, and you get an insight into music. It wasn't just, I'm going to play this. Like, they were talking with heart and love and really telling you about the music. So to capture that whole Versus series,
you got me.
You got me. And also, because Questlove has just orbited my world. I've watched so much of his DJ sessions now through Instagram Live. Keeps on popping up, and I'm watching it all the time. I'm listening to him on podcasts, and I love the Roots anyway, but now I'm listening to the drum sounds of the Roots even more. Yeah. I love D'Angelo's Voodoo, made it at the top of my lockdown list. So it's like, Questlove has taken over my world. Yeah. So...
Fair, man.
Questlove being the band lead and the drummer in the Roots. Yeah. And the other... I'm going with is The Streets.
The Streets?
The Streets have released an album. And what I love about The Streets is he's someone who can tell stories in his albums tell stories. They're like little soap dramas.
Yeah.
And you can really relate to what he's talking about because they're like everyday things. And he's released an album which I didn't expect. And I listened, I was like, this is really nice. And in lockdown, you're like... it's like listening to a story rather than reading. You listen to a story, and it's about kind of like a girl who keeps on phoning her ex-boyfriend, and it's just funny. And the people he's got in on his album, so he's got somebody from sort of punk bands to a big rock star to like up and coming artists, and I've always loved The Streets. Always brings in up and coming artists.
Yeah.
So it's just like. It just feels like the environment you grew up with, and people. It sounds like people that you actually know. So I was like, this is just nice. And it seems like you're going through something quite big happening around the world of you, and what's happening is quite routine and mundane. It's nice just to dip into that. So the new Streets album, and Run the Jewels is my third. Because I like music with edge. Yeah. And
that's raw.
Yeah.
Do you know, like a geeky fact, on one track, they had EQ'd the bass so to the edge of where you're not allowed to listen to it anymore.
Oh, it peaks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They peaked the bass so much, he was like, even the engineer said, you can't go beyond this.
Yeah, man, you're breaking the system.
So yeah, that, and the timing of that album, because it was, I think it was due to be released... it came out in March, didn't it?
I think so.
I think it was due to be released 2 months after that. Okay. But the album was made, the time was right, and what happened with George Floyd, they thought, now.
Yeah.
Release it now.
Obviously, Killer Mike came out and did his, what do you call it?
Speech. Yeah. But Killer Mike is so eloquent and... always on point, but even that, because Run the Jewels is kind of cartoony in a way. There is kind of in-jokes between like this Americana kind of in-jokes thing, and they position themselves as Yankee and the Brave, as if they're like this bad boy Dukes of Hazzard type. Will Smith and Martin Lawrence got kind of TV bad guys kind of thing, and when the album, they've come out with that, but also the lyrically, it's so apt to what's happening in terms of tensions between
It's
the
very
people.
on the pulse.
So that album's forever going to remind me of 2020.
Yeah, I don't blame you for that. I feel like that album, though, could have been released, like, in the 80s, in the 90s, and it would have been just as, like, relevant at the time.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's, like, more of a political thing, just, like, things just haven't changed, but it does have... Obviously, it's got, like, a more authentic, original hip-hop kind of vibe to it, but...
Well, they'd written it, was ready to go. I think when the George Floyd, Amy Cooper thing, when that... There was, like, release it now, man.
Yeah.
Release it now.
Yeah, just get it out. Is that your 3?
That's my 3.
This is the okay.
So yeah, I've got
Summertime.
No. I feel like now that we've all said it. No,
Time to get your side and rewind.
That is like probably my all-time summer track. But yeah, so I've got a list of so many tracks, but I think I'm going to break it down to there's an EP that came out in the last few months by a girl called Millet. It's called Lost in June. It's basically just loads of R&B and soul tracks, just easy listening. She's got such a warm, open kind of voice. She's from Manchester. A lot of talent in Manchester, obviously. And yeah, it's just a collection of works that is just about mental health, problems with society, how people view you from the outside. Because she's a mixed race girl, so it's like you've got expectations on how to be black and then how to be white and how you need to like conform to everything, and ultimately the conclusion is just I just don't care. I'm just going to be me, and it's just, you know, it's nice to hear. And obviously in these times when everyone feels so much pressure to do and say the right things, it's just a really nice listen. Yeah, and just like independence and loss and grief and all that sort of stuff, but it is just so warm and just so relaxing to listen to. So
nice.
Particularly Heavenly Mother, that's a very good track on the EP. So yeah, I was talking about more nostalgic kind of vibes. Basically, back in the day, my uncle was a reggae DJ, and he had like all the clashes you could imagine. But he was also incredible with a jerk pan. So our family barbecues were off the scale, man. They were mad. So one track that always reminds me of those days was Toots and the Maytals. 5446 was my number. It's just your classic roots ska kind of vibe. It's like, even if you don't recognize the title of it, as soon as I start playing it, you'll know it. Like, everyone knows it.
It's a tune.
It's such a tune, man. It's like, I didn't realize that the rhythm seems to have been taken, or was taken, from Train to Scarville by the Ethiopians. And then as soon as I listened to that, I was like, oh yeah, like I know this one as well. Like, I know them both independently of each other. I just didn't know they were separate songs.
Oh, okay.
I think back in those days, they kind of worked on the same studio, so music was kind of...
It was like, they were like a year apart.
Yeah.
And it was, you know, it was the done thing. But yeah, so yeah, it just takes me back to my family barbecues, and I could imagine I probably had my first taste of curry goat to this song. So, you know, it's just one of them.
There's going to be no cookout this year, is there?
But yeah, unfortunately not, man. Unfortunately not. But yeah, and so yeah, my last one, I kind of narrowed it down to 2. I've got to go with "Beautiful" by Snoop Dogg and Pharrell and Charlie Wilson. Right. I just think that this is
that video.
I mean, yeah, there is the video. There is the video.
What happens in the video?
Just
in Brazil.
Yeah.
That Brazil video is amazing. It's just the vibrant colours of it, the track itself. Yeah. It's
everything about it.
It
just screams summer to me.
This is the one where Pharrell's on the step.
Pharrell and Snoop, they're just sitting on
colours. And there's some colours
and the
some,
kids
and
running
some kids, and some ladies.
Yeah. Everything to do with Brazil.
You know what I'm saying?
Have you guys ever been to Brazil?
I haven't.
No, but I always said I wanted to.
I've been to Brazil.
That was mainly when I was single that I wanted to go to
I've been to Brazil.
Yeah.
It will turn you mad.
That's my fear. That's my fear.
Yeah, see, like I was like, yeah, when I was single, I really wanted to go to Brazil.
There'll
It's
be a
like,
point where you're
now.
That's what I've been told.
So many beautiful people.
Exactly.